So Reacher star Alan Ritchson might have thought he was still shooting an episode of his popular show Sunday, because we have a video of him allegedly beating the hell out of a neighbour in Tennessee. In the clip you can see what appears to be Alan going toe to toe with a man, while two kids who are allegedly the actor's children appear to be on nearby motorbikes. It reminds me of the scene out of Reach where he beats up the neighbour who's abusing his dog. And look, we don't know this guy, we've never met him, he could be a complete scumbag, but the thing is, the social media in these clips, they love to cut out the bit that happens before. I'm pretty sure if he's a normal guy, the neighbour must have said something that really pushed him to want to do that in front of his kids, right? It says the alleged victim, Ronnie Taylor, tells TMZ this all started Saturday when Alan was riding his green Kawasaki bike through the quiet, well-to-do Nashville suburb. Ronnie claims Alan was flying at an excessive speed, revving his engine and disturbing the peace. He admits flipping the bird at Alan, and he claims the actor returned the gesture. Fast forward to today, and Taylor says Alan came through the neighbourhood again, allegedly speeding, and this time with two youngsters on their own motorbikes. Taylor says he asked Alan, "Can you fucking stop this please?" which is when things allegedly turned physical. Taylor says he went to the cops and reported that Alan punched him in the face and kicked him, and this is what the neighbour looks like.
Damn!
Taylor accuses Alan of hitting him at least 4 times while he was on the ground, which has allegedly left him with bruising and swelling. I tell you, he's not lying about that. Law enforcement sources confirmed to TMZ that there is an investigation stemming from an incident between both these parties, but no arrest has been made. Now, like I said, we don't know what the neighbour said. He might have said something outrageous, but you got to try and learn a bit of control, especially when your kids are there. If the guy attacked him first, then fair enough. Could have. We didn't see what happened before. But if he's just flipping him off and being a knobhead, and you know you can beat him up, you're going to get in trouble for it. The kids are going to be there, you're going to get caught on camera and fucking jeopardise your career. Might have made his career better, to be honest. People might think that he's actually the real Reacher now, if he'd have actually got on the bike properly without keeping his hand on the throttle. It could give him problems, and what's the point in letting someone trick you out your position? On the other side of things, Alan Ritchson might be a complete knob. He might ride around that neighbourhood, throttling his bike, not respecting his neighbours, and then punching them up when they actually confront him about it. But from what I've seen of him, he seems quite humble. Then again, he's an actor, so you never really know.
And I did it without any help. No steroids, no testosterone, nothing.
Good for you.
Just hard work.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Alan Ritchson received a lot of backlash from fans for his comments on performance-enhancing supplements.
You're in trouble now! You've been a naughty boy!
Despite his huge size, he claimed he was able to do this completely naturally for season 1 of Reacher.
For Reacher, I was 205 when I got cast. I was a scraggly, scrawny. I thought I was big. I was always playing superheroes.
Yeah.
I look back at those photos now and I'm like, oh my God, I look like a kid. I needed to put on 30 pounds for the role. I built a gym in my house and I worked my ass off. You cannot believe how hard I worked. Every day, like it was my life depended on it.
But after season 1, he said he had to begin testosterone replacement therapy.
I go to the doctor and let's do a blood panel. He's like, oh, you have no testosterone. I'm like, okay, I guess I beat it out of myself. so we started on testosterone. I never took testosterone until well after season 1. So like, it's possible to do it on your own.
Now, some fans praised Alan for his honesty, but others believe there's probably a lot more to the story.
I never have taken a performance-enhancing drug. I've never taken HGH. I never took testosterone until very recently for health reasons. But I achieved my goal weight of putting 30 pounds on in 8 months to reach 235, which was our goal for Reacher.
When I booked the role, I was walking around at I was 6'3", 205 pounds. I looked I was like practically a horse jockey. 6'3", 205 is skinny.
What are you now?
240. And I was still playing superheroes and stuff on TV, and I thought I was big, but I look at photos now, and I'm like, my kids, I got 3 boys, 12, 11, and 9, they tell the truth. It's like, Dad, you look like an 18-year-old there. You know, I'm like, that was 6 years ago.
Do they think, like, people think Reacher is cool? Do they think you're cool?
No.
They're not impressed by the fact that...
Dude, I played a Ninja Turtle. No, they don't care. Like, I have to beg, I bribe them to come to set. Guys, you're gonna get all the catering you want. We'll get you cookies, pie, like they don't care.
What about your wife? Okay, so...
She too doesn't care.
Yeah, you never know, but he just doesn't seem like a guy that would just beat the shit out of his neighbour for no reason, right? And I don't think he got any cool points the way he picked up that bike in front of his kids. I bet they're still taking the piss out of him for it now.
Nobody ever tells you that, like, when you get to the top, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's just more of that. If you want it, you know, I had ground and scraped and fought to make movies and to make the things that I wanted to make and to sell books and sell scripts. And I was doing all those things. And then I get there and I'm like a broken shell of myself with this relationship that threatened to sort of like truly like wreck my life. And I had done nothing to deserve that. And, you know, I'm like, what is life? Like, what, you know, I'm so backwards.
Right, you thought everything that was going to make you happy didn't.
Yes.
Everything you wanted to do, you were doing, but you still weren't happy.
But I was, you know, but I'm a victim. I'm a product, I should say, of these systems that we all survive in, which is, you know, this sort of capitalist-driven, corporatocracy kind of driven way of merchandising and commercializing every thought and fear and moment that we have in our lives, and never giving us a chance to slow down. And you know, when I was able to, I was on my way out, and I saw my kids, and I saw them grown up. And
you really saw that?
Yes, I did. And I saw them asking me, just like a mature grown adult would say, you know, say something very calmly without emotion, like, please don't do this. It was such a startling image that, you know, them saying, we need you, that I climbed up out of that. I pulled myself up and I got out of that. And
was it hard to get out of that?
I mean, thank God I work out, because I mean, if I didn't,
you wouldn't have the strength to get out.
do it, you know. But I did.
It's funny, you look in the comments, and this guy actually has quite a lot of hate because he criticised Trump. While Reacher was popular with conservatives, it was often hailed as an anti-woke show during its second season. Ritchson didn't bat an eye calling out the former president or the current one. This was back in 2024 or something. He said Trump is a racist and a con man, and yet the entire Christian church seems to be treating him like he's their poster child, and it's unreal. I don't understand it. It's worth saying that the atrocities that are happening in the church that are being actively covered up even to this day with people not being held accountable is repulsive. That's fucking true. He said, I can't for 1 second support the Catholic Church while there are still cardinals, bishops and priests being passed around with known pedophilic tendencies. I mean, I've always got respect for someone that's got the balls to call that shit out, especially someone that's in Hollywood.
6.5 hours later.
Now, there is actually an update since I recorded this video. It says, our sources tell us witnesses saw Alan riding his motorcycle down the street in Brentwood, ahead of his 2 kids on their mini bike Sunday afternoon. We're told their neighbour, Ronnie Taylor, bolted onto the street to try to stop Alan's bike in a real aggressive manner. So if this is true and the guys approached him aggressively and then tried to stop a bike in the middle of the street when he's with his 2 kids, which is dangerous, you can see why Alan Ritchson's reacted the way he's reacted. So if it's true, then I get it, and this guy's a complete donut.